Welcome. This is Richard, and I want to welcome you to the Innovation Best Practices episodes, where every episode is designed to help you sell more and make more from your innovation program using proven and practical best practices that I believe can help any business with any innovation need. I want to give a special welcome to our listeners from around the world, listeners in 80 countries. Thanks for being here. You have options about how to listen to these episodes. You can listen to it as a VideoCast, which has the same audio track as the podcast, but supplemented with PowerPoint slides and visuals. To find it, just go to YouTube. In the search bar, put in Richard Innovation Best Practices. The search results will come up and will be number 4, 5, 6, whatever it is down the list. Click on it, and you will see all of the currently available VideoCasts. You can listen to it as a podcast. Just go to i2ge.com/podcast. That's i2ge.com/podcast. Or you can go to iTunes. And in the podcast section of iTunes, just search for Innovation Best Practices, and we will come right up. And if you're on iTunes, please consider giving us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps more people find the Innovation Best Practices podcast on iTunes far easier. The more reviews and the more 5-star ratings that you have. I want to read to you one of the very kind 5-star ratings we've already received. The headline says, Innovation Best Practices. These podcasts are universally interesting and informative. They present best innovation practices in a unique fashion with theory balanced by experience. Thank you very much to the listener that gave us that. We also have, if you want to listen to these, you can listen to the podcast on a free iPhone or iPad app. Just go to the App Store. Or for Android devices, go to Google Play and just search for Innovation Best Practices. I love hearing from listeners, so you can just contact me at richard@i2ge.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Today we're going to be talking about turning around a successful company, and these insights are taken from a piece written by the president and CEO of the Boston Consulting Group, one of the better consulting groups out there. Let me give you an overview. It takes a special leader to make major changes in a company seen as successful. This is especially true when a new leader comes into a successful company and needs to convince other existing senior leaders that there are urgent conditions demanding immediate attention to turn the company around from going into a ditch or over a cliff. That doesn't happen every day, but the really good leaders have vision into the future that enables them to do this. But just imagine yourself being a leader in a company that thinks it's very successful and bringing in that kind of message. You got your hands full. So, the challenge. Successful companies tend to be highly self-confident. No surprise, I've been there. There's confidence in their products, their business model, and their people. They see the culture as healthy and deeply ingrained, and criticism of what is perceived to be success is almost never heard. Well, many companies that viewed themselves as very and even extremely successful woke up a day not that far in the future to find themselves filing for bankruptcy. Think of Kodak. Think of Eastern Airlines. Think of Polaroid. Think of digital. I could go on and on. There's a real two-edged sword that exists in successful companies. Confidence on one side and complacency on the other side. I will tell you that one of the great lessons I learned while I was Ernest Gallo's vice president of marketing at the Gallo Winery. Ernest would never let you be complacent. I remember walking in one day and telling him how in a particular category we had finally gone over and gotten more than a 50% share of the category. And we'd been working on that for a long time, and we were feeling pretty good about ourselves. And Ernest didn't get a smile. He was not in any mood to celebrate at all. He just said to me, how are you going to get the other 49%? We had 51% share. How are you going to get the other 49%? There was no pause for celebration. little bit of follow-up to that story. At a later point, another category went over the 50% share mark, and I decided to celebrate it again with Ernest, but in a different way this time. I told Ernest that I wanted to share with him some news about progress we'd made in market share. And to celebrate it, I had people walk in with trays of cupcakes that they held up kind of high. And when they delivered the cupcakes, first to Ernest and then other people in the room, you saw that there was only half a cupcake there. And I said to Ernest, we're celebrating today having more than 50% of this particular business, but we're not going to get a whole cupcake until we get all of the business. That got a rare smile from Ernest Gallo. Okay, enough of my stories. Here are some of the solutions that when you face a situation of having to turn around a successful company. First is confront reality. People need to be able to see the world as it is, not as they wish it was or as they fantasize that it is today. I can't tell you how many times this happens. Seeing reality, the right and probable new yardsticks and benchmarks for success are what you need. A new leader can help you see this because they're looking at the world through a different lens. Ask the challenging questions. Conduct in-depth diagnostics of every part of your business with a special focus on what's wrong and what could go wrong. Look out there. I will guarantee you there are potholes in the road and cliffs ahead that if you know they're out there, and they are out there, you can go looking for them. And when you go looking for them, chances are you're going to see them. The second is create the fierce urgency of now, which I understand was a statement from Martin Luther King. So it's something we're carrying over. I like it. In a successful company, the urgency to confront reality can get lost in the needs of running the everyday core business. No. I've got too much to do right now. I can't go taking a pair of binoculars and looking out there in the future. Oh, yeah? You better. Beyond priorities, psychologically, people want to avoid seeing the supposed reality of success they so deeply believe in is not on solid future ground. I'll guarantee you, if you stand pat, you're going to find somebody running up and running over you. Competitors' technology and innovative initiatives are occurring at a faster and faster rate. The company that thinks they can wait until tomorrow to confront reality may find that there is no tomorrow. The fourth thing is avoid a false sense of security of preserving the present. So many executives see their primary role as an operational focus on today's business. They don't have a critical attitude about invent the future. Top management needs to challenge everyone in the organization to become agents of change and improvement. Reward systems need to focus on successful change, not just successfully maintaining and growing the present. And the fourth is tackle organizational sclerosis. Too many corporate cultures tend to highly value being slow and deliberate. These are important decisions. We need to take our time. I've got nothing wrong about it. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not talking about making hasty decisions. You need to make decisions, but I'm absolutely baffled how many times I've seen companies just take an extraordinary period of time to make a decision that was obvious within the first 5 minutes, if not the first 30 minutes. And many companies, when they become big and successful, also become bureaucratic, and this just gets in the way of all of this. The problem also is multiple layers of an organization compounded with narrow empowerment. People that do have their pulse on the business and changes are deep down in the business, and they have little empowerment to do anything. And this is a problem. When individual success trumps team success, collaboration suffers. Let me say that again. When individual success trumps team success, collaboration suffers. And it's collaboration that's going to help turn around a successful company. Another way of thinking about it is keeping a successful company successful, or even more successful. Culture needs to be focused on a lean organization that fosters the skills, experience, and inspiration necessary to invent the future. Here's some of the author's concluding remarks. To make these changes stick, leaders will need to win the hearts and minds of a range of stakeholders, employees, customers, investors, and increasingly regulators, so they appreciate why it's worth challenging the status quo. This isn't just about staving off decline. It's about creating a healthy sense of restlessness, motivating people to experiment and act differently, and getting the company as a whole to move at a much faster speed, to be more adaptive and agile. Close quote. Love the statement. Nicely said. Well, here's some thoughts on the best practices here. While each of the 4 elements articulated by the author are focused on turning around a successful company, they're also part of innovation best practices. The innovators need to confront and see objective reality. Innovators need urgency. Innovators need to be agents of change. Innovators need to avoid and overcome the natural slowness and bureaucracy that may exist in their core business. Well, if you'd like more innovation best practices, good news, we can help you. If you go to the I2GE, that's the letter I, number 2GE.com website, on the left-hand side on the menu bar, you'll see DIY innovation training, do-it-yourself innovation training. Up will pop a whole bunch of training programs. If you don't see the one that's exactly right for your business, just email me. We'll design a custom one for you. Here's what I'm trying to do with this. I'm trying to make you innovation self-sufficient through this training so that you don't have to hire expensive consultants like me and others to do it for you. I also have one of my 6 books focused on innovation. It's titled Proven Practical Innovation That Delivers Results. It's available only at Amazon and a paperback and Kindle, and I price it at below my break-even cost, so it's a great, great value. If you have suggestions, comments, or requests, I love hearing from listeners. Just send me an email at richard@i2ge.com. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about where is technology innovation heading? This is moving fast, so it's nice to stop every once in a while and take a look at, hey, where is it and where is it going? These are key recent comments from an innovation leader at Cisco. So that's CISCO. So make sure you tune in. There's going to be some interesting stuff here. As all of you know, I'm deeply appreciative of you taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. I really look forward to reconnecting with you soon. And until then, please have a great day.